Hello, my name is Marisa Bludorn, and welcome to Own It Magazine and Publishing. I'm so excited to be here with you tonight with the authors for the Own It Unleashed anthology. And we're just going to be sharing our hearts with you tonight on what's been happening with this project, what to expect from the project. This is an international project, and it's an international conference and retreat here in the Dominican Republic. So, without further ado, taking center stage and owning it with me is Florence Champagne. She is one of our contributing authors. Dee Sands is up in the house. Teresa Palmer is in the house. Oh, listen, Teresa, I want you to keep those thoughts that you had and those words that you had because we're going to have to bring them back out because we want these people to be liberated and unleashed. All right. Aaron Burr, Dr. Stephanie Reed, Twanda's in the house. I am every woman. Go ahead, girl. I ain't mad at you. And Lauren Stokes. We are here. This is just a few of the many authors that will be taking center stage and owning it here with me in the Dominican Republic, being liberated and unleashed. This is the time. And authors, listen, you got to bring it to the people. You got to bring that excitement to the people and let them know why do I feel like we need to be liberated? What has been going on? What has been in the atmosphere that made me feel like somebody needs to tap on us and to let us know that we are liberated and we are unleashed. Not at this point in our lives should we be bound up and in shackles. We need to be unleashed and released. So, Florence, I'm going to start with you. Say hello to the people. Share with them what's on your mind. We already know that this is an international conference and retreat. We already know that it's an anthology. Speak what's on the heart right now. Just 2 minutes because there's a bunch of us in here, but 2 minutes. Just share with them what's on your heart about this.
Hello, everyone. I am so excited to be a part of this anthology. Let me tell you, believe it or not, I have always normally been a behind the scenes type of person. We have very strong personalities in my family, and I'm the sixth child, the last child. So everyone came before me, so to speak. I grew up in an era where children should be seen and not heard. It's like you take a back seat. Uh, you're told, be quiet, go somewhere, sit down. We all have our childhood that we go through, and I believe that we all should be unleashed because after years of journaling, after years of self reflections, uh, I had to unlearn a lot. Where did this come from? It's like a thought process that you have to unlearn. Am I enough? As a child, you learn how to be a fighter. How do I get attention? How do I get on the good side of the adults, so to speak? I was not coddled. It's like you have to toughen up, so to speak. So I am so excited to be a part of the Unleashed because I had to unleash in many ways years and years ago because it started affecting my health. And, someone talked about the heart, and I ended up having a heart attack and open heart surgery. So, what goes on mentally does start to manifest physiologically, and I'm sure the nurse can talk more to that. But I also learned that I was a people pleaser. I had to unlearn that I can't please everyone, and that's okay.
That's okay.
So, I just want to say I'm excited to be a part of this project. I can't wait to unleash it all so everyone can hear
Yes.
my story.
Well, wait till you get here. Let me tell you something. I'm going to let you guys be free. This is liberation time. And I don't mean that in the sense of just words, I mean speaking it with authority and causing the atmosphere to shift and align with God's assignment for your life and to be released into all of what God has for you and that fulfillment, that feeling of goodness that goes deep inside you when you are living out your true authenticity, not to be authentic, but being who you were meant to be. And I remember saying one time in a church setting that we need to stop that the kids be seen and not be heard because they need to be heard. They have a voice, and we have silenced it in ignorance and the lack of patience and wisdom. And so now here we are, 55, we're trying to be unleashed. And so this is what this is all about. It's about we still have breath, and as long as we have breath, we have the ability to shift and to change things, and to help others to rise up and change as well. And so, D, I'm going to charge you, Sister Betril, come on here and tell the people what's on your heart.
I'm D Sands, and this project is awesome. I am unleashed right now. I didn't start out that way. First of all, I want to introduce myself. I am a wife, a mom, a nana of three handsome gentlemen, a middle schooler, a high schooler, and a college student. So right now, I am very confident. I'm fearless and I am on fire. I didn't start out that way. It took some self-improvement. It took me to learn my skills and craft them, and through experiences. That's how I became this. And this platform, I am so excited for because I have so much information that I want to share with others just through the experiences, just through the gaps of education of things that people do not know. And this platform is where it can be. And Marisa, I just thank you for that, just to help me to be able to get the word out on the information that I want others to learn. And I cannot wait. Cannot wait for this conference. I cannot wait.
Oh my God. And it's wrapping up.
International. I mean, and some of us are already co-authors. Some of us, it may be the first time. It has taken, I know me specifically, out of my comfort zone, but it's okay. Sometimes we have to get out of that box. We have to learn that there's other things out here in order for us to improve on ourselves and to help our business to succeed and to help others. That's my key thing. I don't know any business that has succeeded without the help of others, whether it's financially, whether it's a platform, whether just being the support. You need others to help. A networking group, and I am excited about the new people that I'm going to meet, the new relationships that am going to build. I just say, hey, if you're not signed up for this conference, you better get signed up, because these are some amazing people that you are going to meet and get introduced to, and we are here to help everyone.
Yes, yes. And she has some real practical. So, what's beautiful about these projects, the Own It Anthology projects, is that this is practical knowledge that we need in real life, that we're missing in real life. And it's just a little tweak that we need to do in order for us to get back in alignment. It's just like a chiropractor, putting his finger down your spine to see just where you're out of alignment. It just needs that one shift that will just make the whole difference. And that's what this is. It's like, common sense that we've all run away from. We run away from practical thinking and being able to apply practicality in our lives, and to get back to a place of, a solid foundation of trusting yourself, trusting your instincts. We had too many voices talking to us on a constant basis, so that we don't really get a chance to sit still and hear. And so D Sands is one of Own It magazine's contributing writers, and she has Dee's Corner, and she shares a wealth of knowledge on some things that you need to get your life and your estate in order with. And so next up, we're going to go with Dr. Reed. Dr. Reed is in the house. Share with us, Dr. Reed. She's coming to us from Hawaii. So if you see a little bit of a delay, that's just technology. Chill, tranquila, relax. You're going to be able to hear her. So Dr. Reed, let's hear what's on your heart. Yeah, come off mute.
I was touching my face, not the screen button. So really quick. I realized that unleashing means accepting, like Dee said, that we are all links in a chain, right? And the stronger we connect with each other, the more intense this connection is. I mean, when I look at Florence, I'm thinking Florence and I are in two different places, but we have the same mindset. Look at our screensavers, right? Look at our backdrop. And I can really resonate with the fact that I grew up in an environment where you were supposed to be seen and not heard, right? And because of that, the past 5 to 10 years, I've been unleashing, speaking my voice, telling my truth unapologetically, right? And that took a lot of courage because when the naysayers come, you go, oh, should I have said that? Or, oh, should I have done that? But you know what? What you say and do is part of your evolution to be the women that we are called to be. So I am unleashed, I'm evolving, and I've written several books prior to this anthology, and I'm finally allowing myself to be connected with my creative expression. We do things and we just sit it on a shelf, right? Now I'm doing things, I'm not sitting on the shelf, I'm blowing a horn. Hey, everybody, God's gave me a gift. I'm here. So that's my unleashing experience. I'm not sitting on my laurels or sitting on my gifts anymore because that was something that was inbred in me with that idea of being seen and not heard. Right? Being a good little girl and being quiet and not speaking too much and not allowing yourself to stand in your power because somebody might not like me. Well, I invite all of us to stand in our power, to be loud and unleash what God gave us because guess what? That's all it's about. I mean, what do you think we have breath for? To sit and be quiet? So whoever told us that in whatever form we heard it, they were just unevolved, right? Yeah. They didn't know. So for those women who don't know, our unleashed experience is about bringing other people on these links of our chain. And we are together very strong when we speak our voices with confidence, when we do it unapologetically, and we do it from the heart, right? That's what Unleash is about, doing it from the heart. Now, from being a doctor of naturopathic medicine, I can say for sure through my studies and through my practice, I have seen that emotional challenges will create physiological manifestations. And so if we are unleashed, we are less likely to be laden down with that negative energy causing physiological manifestations. And that's why I wrote the books From Panic to Empowerment. I'm unclocking women and I am unleashed. How about you?
Okay, all right. She is no joke. She is no joke. All of you guys are no joke. You know, you're no joke. And that's exactly what we need. We need this out there in the world. We need more of this out there in the world. And so Dr. Reed also is doing a campaign with her books. So Dr. Reed, if you just, I think I have it, I'm going to post in on this thread your books and urging them to support you, come out, read, and then also evaluate, give her, 5 stars, because that's what she is, a 5-star. Give her 5 stars, make her that #1 bestseller, purchase the books, and let's support each other. That's what this is all about. This is really about coming together and forging. Teamwork makes the dream work. And to set aside, when you are liberated, you are not in competition. I could tell you right now, I don't compete with anybody because I know who I am. I don't have to compete. I complement. See, I always look up in the stars and I say they're countless. And that's what God told Abraham. Your seeds will be countless. We do not have to fight over who's going to be the star in the room. We are all stars in the room. And if we act like that, we won't have this, crabs in a barrel mindset where we're all grabbing at each other, all looking a hot mess. And so that's what being Unleashed is about. Unleashed is about being dignified, classy, and caring about other women and other men. Because we have a man in the room. We got men in this anthology. And just being queens. Royalty doesn't get down from its seat, and royalty does not have to compete. Royalty doesn't, because it knows its right. It knows its value. We're all royal. This is amazing. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Aaron, come on, girl. And I need you to talk about the elephant in the room. Tell them who you are, Aaron Barr. There.
Hey, I'm Aaron Bear, and I am an author. I'm a speaker. I'm a coach. I am a self-declared legendary badass. And I used to always wonder when my life got tough, why me, God? Why me? And then it took me to realize to flip the script and say, why not me? I am the person that God put on this earth to solve this problem or to fix this or to lead by example. So I wrote a book called From Beaten to Badass, and it does have an elephant on it because elephants are strong. They are mighty. They know who they are. They know their past. They live in the present, and they look forward to the future. And I believe that we all have a string that ties us together. We just have to figure out which string that is. And we need to come together, and we need to share our stories because we never know who we are going to be able to help and how we're going to be able to help them survive their hardest challenge, their hardest obstacle, and live the life that they are meant to live. We all have our purpose. God has put us here for that purpose, and we are the only one that can fulfill his purpose with us. And I'm just so excited about this anthology because I was always the shy girl. I was always the kid that got bullied and teased and tormented, and I just thought I was a mistake in God's eyes. And it took me going through some really hard stuff and coming out on the other side and realizing I was the person to go through that stuff, to know that I am worthy and I am enough just as is. I don't need to put a title on me. I'm just Erin. I'm God's child. And I need to be able to help other people realize how important they are and that they are too a legendary badass, and they can become their own hero as long as they accept themselves fully and love themselves fully and be with themselves presently in full. So I'm excited about it. I'm excited to meet all you ladies and gentlemen, and you're all badasses. I mean, I use that word and a lot of people don't like it, but I don't care. So I've owned it. I've owned the badassery. I've changed the terminology of badass, and be your own hero. Heal, empower, build resilience, and have an open heart and open mind. That's what hero stands for.
That's it. That's it. Listen, really, Daniel was in the lion's den. He had to be there by himself. We have to learn how to encourage ourselves. You talked about on It's Your Life, Own It earlier today. We talked about the importance of being okay with being by yourself and understanding the value of that time of aloneness, how it builds you up and strengthens you. And then also the stretching. Iron sharpens iron. Stretching of yourself builds confidence, because when you come out through the scripture says, though you be tried, you still come out as pure gold. See, and that's the trying and the burning and the fire of the process. But if you don't take it through, if you don't go all the way through the process, you never really get to fully understand all of who you were meant to be. And so I'm going to go to this sister right here, who's no joke. Teresa, come on. I know you can remember what you said. Please, Lord, let her remember what she said, but speak with what's on your heart and share with us.
Okay. I'm Teresa Ann Palmer. I'm a holistic cardiology nurse practitioner, and I've really been unleashed since about the year 2000. I've been in practice about 30 years. For 20 of those years, I always felt that people do heal themselves. And unfortunately, in Western medicine, nobody really believed me. So I kind of stood there in practices, treating symptoms when I really felt that I wasn't the healer. People themselves are the healers. And what I came up with was a program that I call Living from Your Heart. And by that, I mean, in Western medicine, we're taught that the heart is something, I think, to almost be feared, because we talk about heart attacks, we talk about heart failure, we talk about high blood pressure causing a stroke, we talk about weak hearts, we talk about heart arrhythmias. Everything that goes on in the medical profession having to do with the heart is to treat some sort of symptom, to put a label on people that you're sick. You have heart failure, you've had a heart attack, you've had open heart surgery, when really the truth of the matter is you've come out the other side and now you're healthy. And you played a big part in that health. And I teach people to connect to their heart, to connect to their heart on a daily basis, to listen for their heartbeat, to feel their heartbeat, to do breathing exercises. The heart connects directly to the vagus nerve. And right now there's a lot of talk about the vagus nerve, and there's people paying a lot of money out there to learn how to connect to their vagus nerve. I'm not saying it's always easy, because if people are suffering trauma or something that's really deep within their body, their mind, and their spirit, it may take some doing. But really, you could connect to your vagus nerve anytime you want, simply by taking a deep breath and exhaling. And that connects you to your heart. Your heart directly connects to the vagus nerve. And when you do that, you create inner peace and calm. Now, there's a lot of talk that says, oh, don't stress your heart. Well, your heart is your greatest ally against stress and anxiety. So technically, when we're saying don't stress your heart, we're saying don't stress ourselves, because we take the responsibility for contributing to any illness or disease that we have. It's not to say that my fan can't fall from the ceiling, hit me on the head. Okay, that I can't control. But stress and anxiety, I could certainly control, and that's a contributing factor to most illness and most disease. So if you could connect to your heart, and if you could look at your heart as your superpower and as your greatest ally, then you're ahead of the game. So why worry about labels? Why worry if you've had a heart attack, if you've had this or have that? You've got to get past that. And the way to get past that is to connect to your heart, to know that you take responsibility for your health and well-being. And in doing so, you become the healer. I have plenty of patients that come to me and say, fix me. And when I tell them they're not broken, they laugh. They think it's a joke, but it's the truth. We're not broken. We don't need to be fixed. We just need to be aware of that power within us. We all have it, and it's the power of our heart.
It's, yeah. Listen, just like I said, practical knowledge. Know thyself. Sit quiet. Stop with all the noise. Because one thing when I came into the US and I'm going to these different things, I'm a people watcher. I'm a behavioral analyst. I'm a behavioral analyst by just natural gifting. I naturally, before getting into psychology, or I just look at people and how they treat each other. How are we treating each other? Do we treat each other well? That's big on my heart. That's how I know this is my calling, is because it's heavy on my heart how we treat each other. And are we treating each other with compassion, understanding, patience? Because that's what love defines. It's patient, it's kind, it's long suffering, it's not puffed up, it's not envious, it's not jealous, it's not strifeful. It believes and hopes for all things, right? So that's what's big on my heart. And I'm watching. Everybody is running off at the mouth. Nobody's listening to the other person. And it's just like, what the? Because I'm standing on the outside. Because remember, I'm here all by myself here in the DR, and I love it, right? So I get a lot of time to reflect. I get a lot of time for me to be quiet so that I can hear, right? So I can hear and appreciate. And like many of you have said, be in the present. And I sit back and I say, well, if they could just sit down and be quiet for a little while, that's half the battle. Half the battle of stress is just be quiet, chill out. As they say here, tranquilla, relax. You got to relax and step away and get connected with your heart. It's called EI, emotional intelligence. Get connected with your heart. A lot of why we're feeling unfulfilled and kind of off is because we're not in alignment with our own core values. And that means that you got to sit quiet enough and say, what's the training, D, that we did before? Who am I? What am I about? And where did I get that from? Where did I learn that? So I'm going to move on over to my I'm every woman. And I'm going to unleash her. Come on, Twanda, talk to us about what's on your heart.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Twanda. Actually, I Am Every Woman is a women's group that the Father gave me to start. Um, and how it started was I actually had to go on a journey. So, this is one of the reasons why I am so excited about Unleash, because Unleash for me is a twofold thing. Some, like most of the ladies were speaking about, it starts with the inner. And that's what I promote, that our beauty starts on the inside and radiates on the outside. And some things that we have on the inside, we feel like it's not beautiful, that we're ashamed about it. That we hold on to because certain things when we've grown up. I grew up in that era where you kept whatever was in the house. You couldn't speak much or whatever, and so we grow up to these adults, and then when we get to adulthood, we wonder why we have all of these issues going on. And for me, I had to go on a journey and begin to work on some of those inner insecurities and things like that in order to help other women begin to unleash and be the authentic woman of God that God wants us to be. And so I work with women. I have events with women, and we work on our inner so that it radiates on the outside of us. And see, I had to do the work first. In order for me to be effective in what I do, I had to be first partaker. And so I had to go on this journey. And so now first of all, it takes us to admit and be accountable of the things that we hide and think that we kind of like push it under the rug and think that it's going to go away, but all it's doing is holding us back and into a bondage where it feels like our hands are tied and our feet are tied. And this is where the unleashing comes in at, where we free ourselves of these things. We begin to forgive ourselves. We begin to take on that confidence and that power. We take back what has been taken from us, through our life experiences, through our traumas and things that have, happened in our lives. And it's like taking back your power, taking back and finding out who you really are. And so that's what this unleashing was about for me. And it has taken me to levels that have been just blowing my mind, and so and I'm still evolving. I'm still growing. I'm still unleashing, letting go and allowing the new to come forth, the authentic me. And it was one day in my journey, I said, God, who am I really? I said, who is the person that you created me to be? I said, because I was born in sin and I was shaped to be this person that I am now. But I want to know who that authentic woman that you created me to be. And boy, when I said that, was it easy? No, it wasn't easy. But and was it pretty? No, it wasn't pretty, because it starts to peel back and get rid of and let go and allow the beauty of who you were really created to be to shine forth.
Yes. Oh, that is beautiful.
I'm
That is
unleashing.
beautiful.
I'm still, and it's a continuous, it's
Yes.
like it don't stop. It don't stop.
No, and
And
it's
it's
not
not
meant
going
to
to
stop.
stop for me, because I'm going
It's
to continue to allow God to do the work. It's almost like being on the potter's wheel. And you see that, you gotta smash that down, okay. And then he just builds you back up into the vessel that you were authentically created to be. And I wouldn't take anything for the journey.
no, no. Beautiful, beautiful. What keeps coming to my mind, and this was, I believe, back in like 96, 95, 96 time frame, was where TD Jakes has that song. It says when he started doing Woman Thou Art Loosed. And the song is called Taking It Back. I'm going into the enemy's camp and I'm taking everything back that he stole from me. And it's called Taking It Back. I'm taking it back. I'm taking it back. I'm taking it back. And so that's just so powerful. So while you were talking, that just kept coming in my spirit, my spirit. Dr. Reed, I did drop your link into the main comment. So that's done already. Teresa, I'm going to do the exact same for you. Listen, I want you to understand that we got all these women in the room where it's happening. But this man is not the only man, but he shows up strong, and I love him. I love him. I love him. I love him. I love his spirit. I love his strength in the room. There's nothing like a strong man being in the room. You feel protected. You feel grounded. Men are our covering. We don't want to say that sometimes because, whatever, but they are our covering. They make sure that when we stand, our stance is very strong. And so I appreciate him. He has my heart. Lawrence, talk to the people about what's on your heart. He is not the only man in this anthology. He is not the only man that will be coming and attending the conference and speaking. He's coming out of his comfort zone and speaking at the conference. There are many men. He's also not only in the Unleash anthology, he's also in His Presence, which is another anthology that's a part of this. But he's also in the King Conversations anthology, which is the representation of men that will be here in the Dominican Republic alongside with him. Lawrence Stokes, let's hear what's on our loving brother's heart.
Good afternoon or good evening, everyone. Like Florence, I'm the baby of the family. I am the youngest of 7. And my mother died at a young age, so I don't really know her. And hearing stories, I wasn't supposed to be here. And for the most part, I don't want to say I've been in survival mode, but I've been alone even still, because the age gap between my oldest and myself is 17 years, and it goes down from there. But to say I'm a fighter is an understatement. I'm the type that if you tell me no, you've just motivated me. That's, if especially if I feel as though, I don't want to say deserving, because to me that's kind of a catch-all phrase. But if I know I was due, you tell me no, I'm coming to get it. But my journey and the things that I've been through in the midst of the darkest days that I've had, I've always wanted to help someone else. I've always looked at it as I'm gonna be okay, regardless of what happens. Me personally, I'm gonna be fine. But if I can get you, because I know a lot of people don't have. I've been told many times, well, you think differently. Nobody has your mindset. Well, and that may be true, but at the same time, I had to make choices in my life: either deal with it and move on, or let it consume me. And I'm not the type that I've let anything consume me. I can't do that. When you have, as a man, speaking from a male perspective, being a father, being a husband, those that are underneath my protection, I have to protect at all costs. So can't fail. Fail was never an option. Even when I got put out of the military, I fought for that. I made them overturn that discharge and give me my retirement, because you owed me that. So this platform of writing, which is something that I've always had, I never really felt as though I was good at it, but anything I've ever had to accomplish, I've done it by putting words on paper. I will write to somebody. Okay, if you tell me that no, I'll write you, and we're gonna work this out somehow or another. But I enjoy and kind of look forward to encouraging anyone, because to me, during my darkest days, those are the times I got to know self. Uh, I've always believed that the answer is in the question. Have some, give me some peace. Let me sit for a minute. Let me think, and I can come up with a plan. Uh, whether that plan is temporary or it's going to change the course of whatever I'm going through, I just need to sit and let me think for a minute. There were times when I was in such a dark place. I don't believe those are the times where you turn to any kind of substance abuse, anything like that. Those are the things that I let go. I'm like, okay, I need to have a clear head, because when that door opens, when that blessing comes, you have to be able to walk right through it and not say, well, wait to go back and fix this. Okay. So I've always believed that if you have a clear head, and my philosophy has always been, if I can reach out and touch it, I can change it. If I can't change it, if it's outside the reach of my hands, I don't worry about it. So anything I put my hands on, I know I can change. If I can't, I don't worry about it. So when I tell people that I deal with daily, coming in my office, and they sit and talk, we have conversation, I always tell people, listen, two things that I do. When I get up when I get out the car on my way to work, my problems at home stay in the car. When I lock that door of the car, that's where those problems stay. When I leave my office, close that door, that's where those problems stay. So that in between time of me driving home and getting home, or driving from home, going to work, that's when I'm in here. And that's when I really think, a lot of times, a lot of the articles that I've written were in my head as I'm driving to work, because I have that peace. And even though I'm driving, and sometimes it takes me, where I have to really bring myself back and remind myself, okay, you're driving, that I'll come home and I email Marissa and say, hey, can you give me a minute? Give me time to get home, and I can put it on paper. So I'm looking forward to this, because I'm still an out of sight, out of mind person. You know I'm there. You know I'm there, but I don't really. I mix well within the crowd. I'm looking to learn more. So I would love to learn holistic from Teresa, and learn from Dr. Reed. I want to learn from everybody, because I can take this back and give to others, because I'm really good at pushing other people's agendas, because I can inspire, and if it doesn't come from me, I can push anybody else's. So I'm looking forward to this, and I hope that we can forge some really good relationships.
I'm over here putting stuff in the comment section. But I love that. A connector is what you are, the Lawrence, a connector. You are the umbrella as well as the foundation. And truly appreciate your heart, truly appreciate your support. And yeah, he tells me, he says, Marisa, I just need you to explain it to me. Once you make sure it's clear to me, then he said I can roll with it. And he's what we call easy breezy. He's so easy to work with, and so easy to push forward. Once he knows that there's an intent and a purpose for it, and he's in alignment with it, then he's all in it. And so just want to say thank you to you, Lawrence, for being that beacon and being that pillar of strength for all of us, men and women. All of us, you touch, and you transform, just by being by just your presence alone, your heart behind all that you do. Just love you for that so very much. Listen, we are on the top of the half hour, whatever. Listen, let's do a shout out. It's holiday season. This is December, and it's moving. We are already on December the 11th. This thing is moving and popping. And that's why it's so important for you. Don't waste any time. Don't waste any time. Make sure that you are becoming unleashed, that you are no longer letting things hold you back. You're taking the time to get quiet and hear what God has for you in this season for your life. You don't want to miss it. My biggest thing is I don't want to stand before the judgment seat of Christ. I don't want to stand before my Heavenly Father. And he said to me, Marisa, what did you do with this life I gave you? Did you play it safe? It's just like the talents. You don't want to hide your gifting. You want to, God put it in you. He put gifts inside of you so that others can open and receive from them. And if we hide our gifts, we don't help other people. And the biggest thing is, I remember praying one day in my family room. And when I pray, I always start with a small prayer. I'm just praying for this one thing. But then it always blows up. And I look, and one day I'm sitting in my family room, and there's a whole host of people behind me. And trust me, that was a revelation of those people are behind you. If you don't go through this pathway, they may never be released to go to. So, to whom much is given, much is required. Self-actualization is not a mastering of oneself. It's a coming into the fullness of the knowledge of what you are called to do, and then being bold enough to align with that. I think it's the fourth level of actualization is whether or not you conform or you break free, whether you submit to your peers and their approval or you just be who you were meant to be. That's self-actualization. That has nothing to do with perfection. It has nothing to do with total mastery of oneself. It has everything to do with breaking free into liberation and being unleashed, right? Maslow's hierarchy of needs demonstrates that at that level of self-actualization, it feels so good. And if you can see across the screen, each person who spoke feeling so good that they had to go back down into the other levels to go back and get others. It's almost like a Harriet Tubman kind of thing, right? You feel free, but your freedom is not enough. You just got to go back and tell other people. You just, without any hesitation or without any holding back, you're just so free and liberated. You're just so free and liberated. You're not worried about the cost anymore because there's nothing that anybody or anything can do to you to push you back into a cage again. And you want to free others. That is liberation time. It's liberation time, meaning that we have to go back and we have to get the others because we're not fulfilled until we see other people living in the fulfillment of who they were called and meant to be. So with that, we're going to say what? Happy holidays! Happy holidays to you!
Happy holidays!
Happy holidays to you!
Happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays,
Everyone
everyone.
enjoy.
Love you. Thank you for
Be
chiming in.
safe.
Thank you.
We wanted you to hear the heartbeat of the authors. We can talk all day long about Unleash the Dominican Republic. Listen, you want to be in the room where it happens. So if you want to, go to tcsconsultingllc.com, join us, reach out to me. You know my name. You Google me. You can find me. I ain't got to tell you anything else. Listen, we just want you blessed. That's what we came on to tell you tonight. We want you blessed. We want you unshackled. We want you unleashed and walking in full liberation to be everything you want to be. And listen, look over this year, count your blessings. Go into 2024 being positive, being empowered to know that no weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that rises up against you shall be condemned. Because God is going before you and he's going to be your front and rear guard. He's going to cover you on all sides, baby, and nothing shall by any means hurt you, destroy you, or break you down. A righteous man knows to get up. So we want to encourage you that no matter what, get your tail up, fight the good fight of faith, and keep it moving forward in 2024. We want to just bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you. We love you. Happy holidays. We are out, people.